So you went,
That was a bit too much, wasn't it? Hi, I'm Abi Ann Davis. I am an upcycler / interior designer / creative chameleon. I am going to be painting these today in green 15, which is going to match the door in this room. So we got these for 20 quid from the British Heart Foundation. I know, absolute bargain steal. My favourite feature on these bedsides has to be the curved scalloped edges. Massive trend in interiors at the moment, scallops are back, I know. These are gonna go really, really well with the room scheme that we already have, but you're gonna have to check that out in another video. Let's get started. First things first, we've got to get rid of all the stickers and the tape, because even though we love the fact that they're from a charity shop, we don't need to know anymore. That's their old life. She's going to be a new woman now. You should always clean them, because if you paint on top of dirt, it's just going to go all bitty and horrible, and no one wants that. I mean, could be worse. There we go. This is possibly one of the best Christmas presents I ever got. Let's do it. Because we're not saving these, they're gone. So I'm gonna take my polyfiller, quick drying. This stuff is a godsend for any small holes or cracks. I'm gonna get my lick scraper. I'm just gonna scrape over. Fab. And then we're gonna leave this to dry and then sand it down. I'm gonna use a 120 grit sandpaper. So we're just gonna buff, 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 buff. The most important thing while we're sanding this is to just make sure we take all the shine off, because if there's a bit that's shiny, it means that the primer won't stick to it. And there's nothing worse than bad prep, because the paint's just gonna flake off, not stick. And also when sanding, please go the same way. I don't want to see any You've always got to sand in the same direction, the same way that the wood grain is going. Always make sure you prep the inside. So just the lip in here, because again, it's going to have so much high traffic, we don't want that chipping off. I'm doing these bits by hand because they're too small for a sander. And if we did put a sander on it, we have the potential issue to maybe take out the whole shape of the wood, because it will just sand it flat. Now, I love prepping because I understand how important it is when you start ordering. If we want it to be perfect, we have to commit. Enough hand sanding now, I've done everything. So it's time for the big boy, my trusty sander. I've got my 120. I'm gonna dust everything off now. Then we're gonna go in with our primer. As these bedsides actually aren't solid wood all the way through, it's really important to prime this first, because the paint just won't adhere to it at all. Ooh. Okay, we need to cause a stir. Just activate everything by giving it a stir. Really thin layer, because it's quite watery and it will drip. Get right in there, in those little folds. Go up, and then with primer, it starts to dry as soon as you put it on, so you can't keep going over it. Just gonna go lumpy. If you've realised that there's a bit missing, just leave it. Just wait till it's dry, and then we can quickly go over with this really, really light buffing block. Ooh. So I'm gonna do some rollering, because I wanna be able to get a really smooth surface on the top and the sides. So there she goes. Oh God, it's very watery. Oh dear, Abby, what have you done? Done our first coat of primer on the bedside cabinets. You can do 2, but because Lick has such good coverage, I feel like I only need to do 1. I'm gonna go and have a hot chocolate and a pizza. Actually, I'm sweating. I'm gonna go have a mimosa. We're gonna come back and then it'll be ready to paint. Congratulations if you're still watching. You've made it this far. It is now time to paint. So we are now finally gonna see green 15 in all its glory. Stunning. I mean, it's a sexy green, isn't it? Ready? Ooh, she's stunning. I'm gonna do all the small intricate bits first and then do the big base. This makes everything worth it, seeing the colour and the paint actually go on, because you realise that you're not crazy, that your vision was right. When you roller in, always do like a little V, so you don't get any mark showing the direction of how you've painted. First coat's just drying now. They actually look really cute. So the first coat's dry, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly buff over really, really gently with my little buffing block. So it's really, really fine, really soft. It's basically just to get any rough edges or any little bits and bobs that might have fallen onto the paint while it's been drying. Really soft. Go in the same way as always. Round 2. Ding, ding. With the second coat, you don't really need to lap it on as much as the first coat. Always look out for little white bits or any parts that you might have missed and just go over them nice and lightly. I've got to work quick now because the paint is drying very quickly now. And so I want to make sure that everything is even. Second coat is all painted, all dried, and now it's time to put some new knobs on. Look how cute they are. So I'm guessing it's probably about here. Make it on a nice flat surface, directly in the middle here. And there she is. She's a stunner. All you need is a lick and a new knob. And look at the transformation. Thank you. I've been Abi Ann Davis, and I'm done. I'm so gassed with how they've turned out. Everything is dry, but it is imperative that you let this paint cure for at least 48 hours, minimum. I would say longer, but obviously I know people love to rush and style their new pieces because they're just so happy with them. Let us know in the comment section what you want to see upcycled next, big or small, love a challenge. And make sure you click and subscribe to see the whole room makeover and to see these with some pretty bits and pieces on.